Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Candy J, your favorite certified clinical psychologist, marriage bootcamp coach, premarital and marital counselor, wedding officiant, sex educator, sex therapist. I also work with teenagers and young adults with anxiety. Yes, your girl is very multifaceted. Guys, I am coming to you on this beautiful Saturday morning, just to kind of talk about a few things, compassionate listening, and really it's called active listening. Most of the time it's called active listening, but it's an extremely useful way to improve your relationship. Okay. And but the approach, it requires each person to fully concentrate on what the other person is saying, respond, and then remember what is being said. And sometimes that can be very, very difficult for somebody, right? Especially with my people that have ADHD or ADD, or sometimes you have so much going on through your head that you don't realize that you're not actively listening to a person. And we've got to focus, because sometimes that's the premise of arguments, because you're not listening to someone and you're just listening to respond and not to actually comprehend and understand what that person is saying. And so when someone says that you're not listening to me, it's not that sometimes that you didn't hear them. Because sometimes people can repeat what you said, but they don't get an understanding and they don't get clarity, right? And I spoke about this a couple of days ago, about getting clarity in your conversations. And so I kind of wanted to elaborate on that just a little bit. So one of the techniques that you can use is encouraging, and the purpose of this one is to like convey interest, and to encourage the other person to keep talking, right? But how do you do this though? You don't argue or disagree. You use neutral words, and you use varying voice intonations. Can you tell me more about that? Can you elaborate on that just a little bit? And you want to ask clarifying questions. So the next technique is called clarifying, right? It's to help you clarify what is said, and get more information, and to help the speaker kind of see your view, the other person's view on everything. So you want to ask questions, restate those things that are maybe be the wrong interpretation, to force the other person to explain. So if they said the sky is blue, now you're saying the sky is purple. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure. Or when did this happen? How did this happen? Do you know why it happened? You're asking clarifying questions. Number one, it tells that person that you're engaged and you're listening. But here's the thing: sometimes don't ask the question that's already been said. If this person told you it happened on a Tuesday at 9 a.m., we're not asking when it happened, because they told you this happened on Tuesday at 9 a.m., right? You want to ask, okay, so what happened right before that? Was there anything that said that behavior was going to be normal? I mean, was there a premise for all of this? That's asking clarifying questions. And then, guys, you want to restate. That shows that you're listening and you're understanding and you're checking for meaning and interpretation. We just restate the basic ideas and the facts. So if I said, I went outside at Tuesday at 9 a.m. and the sky was purple, but I'm not sure what happened. I think there was a plane in the air or something. And then you're restating. So let me get this right. You said this happened Tuesday around 9 o'clock and the sky was purple. Is that what you said? And then, oh, okay. So you're restating that so that they know that you were really listening. So would you like your parents to trust you more? Is that right? Like, it just depends on what you're talking about. I'm just trying to give you a few different examples, okay? And then reflecting. So the purpose of this is to show you understand how a person feels, and help that person elaborate and evaluate their own feelings. So you basically want to just reflect on what they said as far as the feelings go. So I hear you're really upset about that. And what I hear you saying is, this made you angry. And you're not quite sure why it made you angry. Did I get that right? You always kind of want to ask, did you get that right? And it helps them to know that, okay, it's their turn to talk back again, number one, but it helps them to know that you're really trying to get an understanding and you are reflecting on what they're saying. And in everything you should get a what? Get an understanding, okay? And then um summarizing, the whole purpose of that is just to review the progress and to pull everything kind of together to establish kind of a further conversation about everything. So you're restating things, expressed how you're feeling, and this one you definitely want to include feelings. So these seem to be the key ideas that you've expressed. The sky was purple, you were mad about the sky, you were confused about the sky. Just to continue using our or I one definitely. So in summary, you got to school, you didn't have a packed lunch, you were mad that your mom never made your lunch, and you came home and you lashed out at your mom because you were hungry at school. Did I get that right? You see, summarizing all of these different techniques are doing the same exact thing, but just in a small different way, because you got to figure out what technique works for the other person. Now, validating all day should always be a part of your conversation. It's to acknowledge the worthiness of that person. You are acknowledging their value, their feelings, their emotions, and then you're showing appreciation for their efforts and their actions. So I'm so appreciative that you're willing to resolve this issue. And let me make sure that I have your feelings right. I hear that your mom made you really upset, and then when I took your mom's side of things, then that further exasperated the issue. Did I get that right? And then, well, I'm so sorry that you feel that way. My intention was not to. My hope is that we can work this out and get it together. And then you go on to trying to resolve the issue. Never go into straight into resolving. And let me tell you why, because it invalidates how that person is feeling and thinking, and it says, oh, you just want to skip over the fact that oh, I was feeling this way, right? Uh-huh. And you just want to resolve. No, you got to take out the time to validate somebody's feelings. Make sure that you're listening and reflecting and restating, clarifying, encouraging. All of these different techniques can, again, be used to de escalate a situation and resolve conflict. Okay. Now, listen, if this has helped you, hashtag encouraging, hashtag clarifying, hashtag restating, hashtag reflecting, hashtag summarizing, hashtag validating, or hashtag compassionate listening or active listening. And if this helps help somebody, if it helped you, or you can pass it on to somebody that it can help, like, ring that bell and then share so that someone else can come see this. Okay, guys, and definitely leave me your comments in the comment section. DM me, ask your questions, because I am here to help. And of course, again, I am your favorite counselor, Candy J. Have a wonderful and amazing